Hello everybody, it's Uberakist here, and this is the first episode of Liberty Torch. It's a project that I have been working on for quite a while, and it has come to fruition. And there's other people working on it as well. Anyways, let's get to our first article in this show of ours. Yes, and it is coming from my favorite website. Yes, favorite with extreme sarcasm. Yes, the greatest website of all time. No, it's not. It's fucking Buzzfeed. Yes, fucking Buzzfeed, people. Yup, we're gonna start with the shittiest of them all first. Oh my god. I could feel the cancer just coming from the fucking overly clean design of the website's graphic design. Like, look at this. Look at this. Fucking low, win, OMG, cute, fail, what the fuck. It's all trash. And look at all this crap, videos, quizzes, food. They actually have a privilege checking quiz, by the way. You can check your privilege on this website. Anyways, the first target in our anti-SJW crusade is, well, an article that proves that SJWs are not leftist. And SJWs are in fact not just not leftist, not even center leftist, not even centrist, not even center right, but SJWs are some of the most anti-worker and most anti-worker people in the world. Like, these people are so effeminate to leftism that I consider them to be like Bourbonist. Okay, they're pretty much like fucking the Tories and the Muscadins of the modern age. Okay, if you know them, Muscadins mean like flaming faggots who put like deer musk on themselves and beat the crap out of sans culottes, that kind of shit. Okay, they even have their own fucking Marie Antoinette. They have like Hillary Clinton, more like Hillary Clintonette, if you get what I mean. Basically, the article, the title of it, you will just groan when you hear the title. 8 arguments in support of sweatshop labor. I'm not kidding. Like, who the hell unironically supports sweatshop labor? Like, oh my god. What's wrong with their minds? They actually think it's a good idea. Like, they're even worse. It's just as bad as like the ANCAPs, like the anarcho-capitalists and fucking lobitarians, who fucking say, "Oh, the workers and exploit is a good thing. It's all part of our property rights. Everything's gonna work out in the free market." I mean, these people, SJWs, apparently are advocating for this. So yes, let us read it. Maybe this is just clickbait. I mean, yeah, BuzzFeed's a clickbait website. Maybe they're just doing this just to shock us, just to get free clicks, and maybe it's going to be more reasonable. This is actually the first time I'm reading this article. I just saw the title of it. I'm going to make my analysis as I read this article. In response to 90s scandals through the Rana Plaza garment factory collapse, points made by leading Excuse me, I'm drinking my soda. Sorry. Made by leading economists and journalists Paul Krugman and Nicholas Kristof of the New York Times. You would think that Reason made this article. This article even made by like the Ludwig Mises Institute. Like the elitism is just pouring through, like leading economists. Like they probably got a whole bunch of lowberts into one place and just said, "Hey, what do you think about sweatshop labor?" It's like, "Oh, it's good. It improves the economy. It makes labor cheaper and it gets me more profits, Fuck these fucking pros and all this crap." And then BuzzFeed saying, "Oh, most of these pros are white trash anyways. Fuck them." And then BuzzFeed goes, "Yeah, fuck the white trash pros." Oh, so let's step on them. They're all probably racist, misogynist pieces of shit anyways. They vote for Trump. Fucking vote for Trump. That means they're the worst people ever. Okay? So let's get to their article. Let's see. Economist Jeffrey Sachs speaking at a Harvard debate in 1997. Oh, they're... I'm surprised that Buzzfeed has this long of an attention span. Like, most of the shit they do is just follow modern day trends. Like, this is surprising. Like, they're going back to 1997. God forbid they start going back earlier. They actually know about history. They don't. Okay, they got this picture, black and white, with sweatshop laborers from fucking India, Pakistan, I don't know, fucking Pakis, just fixing up their fucking clothes and shit. My concern is not there are too many sweatshops, but there are too few. Oh my god, this is literally, let them eat cake. Except let them eat cake wasn't actually said, and it's less offensive than this. At least let them eat cake is more out of ignorance. This is literally just malicious. This is evil. Like, they want to screw over the working class of America. They just want to shit in their faces. Like, BuzzFeed is just literally like swinging the flag, screaming, fuck them all. And people consider these people leftists? These people are leftists? These people are the left wing? I guess it's something I expect like some rich fucking aristocrats to say. And it is a bunch of rich people saying this crap. They don't like the working class. They want to step on them. SJWism is literally the most anti-worker ideology ever. Like, it's dedicated to eliminating the working class. Replace them with, like, third world scabs and fucking lumpens. It's an unholy alliance against anybody who works for a living. Anyways, let's get to the actual quotes. Those are precisely the jobs that were the stepping stone for Singapore and Hong Kong, and are the jobs that have to come to Africa and the rest of the third world to get them out of their back-breaking rural poverty. Well, I don't give a shit about Singapore, Hong Kong, or fucking Africa. I don't give a shit about these places. I give a shit about our jobs here in America. God damn it, like, these people don't give a shit about their own country. Fucking traitors. And, Marx said that the working class has no country. And you know what? Fuck Marx. He is bullshitting us. You know who doesn't have a country? The capitalists. The country is the only thing we fucking have. The nation is the all we have. It's the only thing we do have. Like protectionist trade regulations, immigration limitations, laws for safety and labor rights. That's the only shit we have. Okay, the nation's the only thing we could democratically engage in the modern capitalist society. Because due to revolutions in the past, we managed to create some semblance of democracy. Some semblance of majority rule. Without that shit, we're basically nothing. We're nothing. We have no way of interacting with society. We'll be completely powerless. And these people want to take that away from us. And they don't give a shit about us. They want to smash the first world worker completely. Like, put him down to the dirt and raise the third world worker a little bit more and call it equality. While the rich only get richer. The capitalists get richer. This is fucking bullshit. Like, they don't give a shit about us. Like, what the fuck? Like, economists like Jeffrey Sachs, like, they're laughing at us. They're laughing at our suffering. And yet these people get away with it. And the only people, and then we go to Trump, and he just says, we'll build a wall. Like, building a wall is not going to solve the fucking problem. As long as you have people like them you could build a bajillion walls. You could build a wall into the sea, and it won't solve the problem. Because legal immigration is just scathing as well. It's not just the illegals that are scathing us, it's the legals as well. And that's not going to help us, because they're just going to send the factories outside anyways, like the workplaces. They'll try everything to screw us over. They want to save money. They want to save money and labor. The only way we can get our way is to screw them over. Screw over the capitalist class. God, it's just the sheer amount of callousness. Like, these people are the most psychophantic fucking cucks and ass kissers of the status quo. Okay, I consider them the real far right. I mean, I consider the far, like, what people call the far right to be more third positionist, because at least they pretend that they have some, like, they pretend to offer some reforms, like limit immigration. Let's bring back protectionism. Let's do some protections for the working class and give the capitalist class some benefits as well. You know, hearts in the mind, the kind of shit in the film Metropolis, corporatism, that kind of crap. Okay, middle way. They're basically like racist social democrats. Basically, these people, these SJWs, are basically the most anti-working class people in the world. Like, they just want to exterminate us. But yeah, let's just go. Let's go on. Sorry, that was just yes, Amelia, that's a bit triggering. But honestly, some things are just outrageous. I mean, that person has every right to say this crap, but it showcases the sheer amount of callousness going on here. Okay, number 2. In a 1997 Slate piece, Paul Krugman blasts the anti-sweatshop movement. I think I heard the Paul Krugman before. Of course, fucking Slate is saying this. Paul Krugman. Let's see who Paul Krugman is. Paul Krugman. Of course. Oh, and it's not just like the Lowberts that are doing this, like the Lowberts, it's the fucking Keynesians as well. Even like even the liberals of the so-called left are basically like fucking us over. Okay, Democrats are doing it as well. Like, the Democrats are probably the most, like, the people who are first to do this. Okay, welfare, like, just because you're for welfare does not make you pro-working class. Okay, welfare is just secondary. Okay, I don't care about welfare. Like, if welfare is not in the interest of the people, we should remove it. Like, it should be up to the working class to decide what sort of welfare they want. Okay, labor rights and that kind of crap comes first. Yeah, sorry. It sounds like I'm just rambling on, but it's just so much shit that's wrong with this article. I don't even know where to start. Okay. Why does the image of an Indonesian sewing sneakers for 60 cents an hour evoke so much more feeling than the image of another Indonesian earning the equivalent of 30 cents an hour trying to feed his family on a tiny plot of land? Well, two major differences. Two major differences. One, the latter, well, it depends on the country. Like, some places, the agricultural people were not free peasants. Like, they didn't own their own piece of land. But in other places, they own their own piece of land. Okay, it's better to be free in poverty than to be, well, slightly less terrible poverty, but basically have no property and have your lives be run by some rich person. And not only that, but the image of it is terrible because it's not just about them, it's about us. Okay? I don't give a shit about these third world people. They can go fuck themselves. What about us? What about us in the home country? There's tons of poverty in this country. No one gives a shit about those people. You gotta be kidding me. This is absolutely ridiculous. Like, they just expect me to like people who don't pay taxes to my government, who don't do anything for me. They're in a completely different part of the world. They're different. Like, I wouldn't say like just because they're different, but they're not my fellow citizens. The function of a government should be first to help its citizens. Well, no. The function of a democratic government should consist of the citizens, by the citizens, and for the citizens. Nothing that the citizens should do should be harmful to themselves. The citizens should be able to decide whatever the fuck they want to do. Foreign aid, helping the rest of the world should come second. Citizens come first. This is the foundation of democratic government in the Western world for a long time. Okay? For a long time. Just so much crap. Okay. Let's keep reading it on. You may say that the wretched of the earth should not be forced to serve as hewers of wood, drawers of water, and sewers of sinkers from the affluent. But what is the alternative? Should they be helped with foreign aid? Maybe. Although the historical record of regions like southern Italy suggests that such aid has a tendency to promote perpetual dependence. Anyway, there isn't the slightest prospect of significant aid materializing. Yeah, you know what would be a better solution? They make products for the home market, and instead of sweatshop labor, maybe the workers in the third world should own their own factories. Radical notion here. That industrialization can be made in the interest of the people who actually work in the factories, and not in the interest of a few rich people. Okay, not in the interest of some centralized state, but in the interest of themselves. And the best part about this is because, since that would mean equality between third world workers and first world workers, there can be protectionism and all this stuff, and yet they still can do like limited trade with each other whenever it's practical, and they would benefit from it. Now let's continue on. Should their own governments provide more social justice? Depends what you mean by social justice. You mean like basic democratic civil rights? Yes. You mean this SJW crap? No. And it says, of course, obviously, it's fucking Buzzfeed. But they won't, or at least not because we tell them to. Well then, why the fuck do you want to deal with them? Like, why do you want to help governments that don't even follow your principles? Like, this is just cucking on a massive scale. Like, this SJW is one of us to basically cuck to third world countries that don't even follow their rule book. Yet when it comes to us, we have to follow their rule book to the T. Even if we just say the wrong pronoun, they go apeshit on us. Yet the third world can throw gays off a fucking building and they won't give a single fuck. And if you do give a fuck, they call you Islamophobic. Okay, this is the state that we're in right now. They basically want to destroy the West. And as long as you have no realistic alternative to industrialization based on low wages, well, actually, there's an alternative. Create an export-oriented economy. Okay? And you don't even need the middleman of the capitalist. Okay, industrialization can work like that. And there are cases where industrialization happened with skilled labor. France never really had sweatshops on a massive scale. Now, I'm not saying that France, like during the 19th century, was perfect or that workers were paid like amazing wages. But the workers' movement was much more powerful in France, and they still managed to industrialize, despite the entire time of industrialization having a workers' movement that actually was pretty successful, along with a very sympathetic government. I mean, and it still worked out. And they industrialized with democracy. They didn't industrialize with like dictatorships and despots and then warlords. They industrialized in a democratic, not really democratic, but liberal democratic governments. Okay? They managed to do it like that. And you're telling me that the third world can't do this? Maybe they can't do this because all the governments are assholes. How about that? Basically, then, of course, they say, to oppose it means you're willing to deny desperately poor people the best chance they have of progress for the sake of what amounts to an aesthetic standard. That is the fact you don't like the workers being paid a pittance to supply rich Westerners with fashion items. What about poor Westerners? Poor Westerners! They exist. The vast majority of the fucking West is working class. Rich Westerners are a minority. Okay? The rich Westerners will be able to afford items with fashion items and such. Okay? They'll just get it from Western workers. That's not perfect. I'm not saying that this is a perfect state of affairs, but it's fucking better than lots of unemployed people and people in shitty service jobs that pay you like fucking $7 an hour, $10 an hour, like this kind of crap. Back then, you used to have been able to get a high school education and be able to live a middle class lifestyle. Okay, you can get a factory job, a unionized job with lots of benefits, and you'll be able to work on just one job. And one job per household. You didn't have to work 3 jobs just to make a fucking living. Like, goodness sakes. Thanks. These people have no concept of the working class they live right next to. All they see the world as is rich themselves and lumpins and brown people working in sweatshops. That's all they see. They don't see the working class, and if they do, they call us white trash. Okay, these people are so out of the loop. It is unbelievable. These people have no concept of what's going on in this world. They act like they know everything, but reality is they know nothing, or they're malicious. That's the only other way. They're malicious, and these people are bullshitting us. When I defend sweatshop, I know the argument is, oh, they would be even more poor, but 30 cents an hour versus 60 cents an hour. Okay, fine. Let them keep farming. I don't give a shit about them. Okay? I don't give a shit about them. There's no good reason why I should give a shit about them. Did they contribute to my country? Did they do anything? They did nothing with my country. I don't give a shit about them. Okay? You want to screw us, the citizens, the working class citizens, for a bunch of third worlders. And people say that the capitalist class has a nation. They don't have a country. They will backstab any country as long as it makes them profit. Okay? They don't care about concepts like nationalism or patriotism or any of this crap. They'll fucking backstab you. Okay? They're fucking backstabbers. They're traitors. All of them. They're all fucking traitors. By every sense of the word, they are traitors. Makes me fucking sick. Like, they don't give a shit about the working class. They don't give a shit that lots of Americans are in poverty. Lots of Americans are having worse living standards than before. Or they don't give a shit about that. Well, all they give a shit about is helping fucking a bunch of fucking niggers and gooks in the third world. I don't give a shit about them. I really don't. Okay? And anybody who really does should really get their priorities straight. Hell, he's even screwing over like fucking black people in the first world, like in America. Okay, these people were the first to lose their jobs. Now, the black, so-called black community, which I don't know why we have a separate community for black people. But yeah, we have like fucking ghettos where 50% of the youth is unemployed. I live in the Detroit area, people. I actually been to Detroit for a short while. I seen this crap. And yet people have the fucking gall to say, oh yeah, third world's doing a little bit better. A little bit better. Most of the wealth is going to the rich anyways in the third world. And you don't look just at the money. Look at the conditions. These people are working in the shittiest, at least in the farm. You have wide open spaces, a healthy air. And in these farms, it depends on where, but in some of these countries, you own your land. You owned it. You weren't working for a wage. You weren't crammed into some apartment. And not even like the nice apartments in like a colonial style, like city center or like medieval city center, like in Europe, like a European apartment. More like fucking apartment blocks. Like square, ugly-ass buildings. and suicide rates are off the roofs. Like in China, they built fucking nets. Nets to fucking catch people when they jump off the building. Because they can't take it anymore. And you're telling me, and you people are telling me that this is a good thing? While it shocks Americans to hear it, the central challenge in the poorest countries is not that sweatshops exploit too many people, but they don't exploit enough. It's no. I don't give a shit about these fucking poorest countries, firstly. Secondly, the sweatshops exploit. You know what would be better? Worker-run industrialization. Why can't the workers manage their own factories? Well, why do we need like some fucking middleman like Foxconn to make shit for us? Why can't American workers make most of the shit for us? And I'm fine with like limited amounts of trade with the rest of the world. I'm not saying like go to an autarky, but we need some trade balance in this world. We need some severe fucking trade balance. Okay? We have an enormous trade deficit going on. Okay, this cannot keep going. This is not sustainable. And the amount of class cuckery here, like, please exploit me more. Please exploit me more. More, because I don't want to farm. I just want to... Let's see this class cuck. Talk to these families in the dumps. And the job in the sweatshop's a cherished dream. An escalator out of poverty. A kind of gauzy, if probably oh my God. This is so I feel like I'm going to throw up. Like, the amount of class cuckery here is unbelievable. It's like these people are saying, please tread on me. Please tread on me, capitalists. Take away all my liberties. Run my life for me for extra 20 cents an hour. Like, these people are just absolute fucking cucks. Like, these third world workers. And you get these fucking Marxist third-worldists who think that, for a fucking moment, that people in the third world these are the revolutionary people. That these people are going to make the revolts. No, they aren't. These people are fine. If they get extra 20 cents an hour, I mean, it's the same logic that scabs have. Well, I want to make a bit more money, so I'm just going to be a complete class cuck and cross the picket line. Seriously, these people are just fucking pieces of shit. Okay? I don't give a shit about these third world workers, especially if they're just a bunch of class cucks, like this article's trying to tell me. Now, I don't think they are, because in China, of course, there's fucking nets to catch the people who jump off the buildings. Clearly, there's people who don't like this. At least that work is in the shade. Here is where it's hot. Firstly, it depends on if you have air conditioning in your fucking facility. Okay? If there's no air conditioning, it might become like fucking really hot. Considering with all the machinery and such, it might get really hot down in there. Okay, and what bothers me is that these people prioritize the third world over the first world, even though they live in the first world. Like, basically, this is like scabbing, like remote-controlled scabbing. Okay, remote-controlled scabbing. Move the factories to the third world to get extra workers to replace your unionized workers. Immigration's mass scabbing. Outsourcing is remote-controlled mass scabbing. Okay, it's remote control. It's a remote control. They do it without even having to bring workers in. They move the factory to scam you. This is how terrible things have gotten. And the modern day unions are so complicit. They're so complicit. They're basically cucks to the Democrat Party. They can't think for themselves. They can't vote for their own candidates. They're basically, they've been sucked into the Democrat political machine. the political apparatus. I'm sorry if I sound like a raving, angry maniac, but this is outrageous, people. This is absolutely outrageous. Okay, they're laughing at us. They're laughing at our misery. These people are laughing at us. Incidentally, let's read this fucking picture. It shows like a Cookie Monster overall with a fucking Indian, some stupid fucking packy, some shit skin, who's fucking, some shit skin fucking bitch who's making a Cookie Monster overall for babies and shit. Incidentally, I'm all for fair wage clothing that is based on payment, paying decent wages and providing decent working conditions. It's not just based on decent wages and decent working conditions. It's not just about the conditions. It's about the power. Okay? Well, I'll get to this a bit later. More power to these brands. But I think they reflect a modest niche, and the denunciation of sweatshops ends up taking away jobs. Yes, it takes away jobs from the third world, but it gives jobs to us. The third world could probably make jobs. I mean, the third world has a massive population, okay? Billions of people live in the third world. They could probably buy their own products or some stupid shit. Okay, there's enough demand for this kind of crap. Especially if they pay their workers well. They probably would end up being able to buy their own products and shit. Okay, in the first world, we're losing our jobs. Okay, you're taking away jobs from us and giving them to third worlders, and the third worlders aren't even benefiting that much. They're getting like extra 20 cents max. And they get even worse conditions than working in a farm. At least a farm, you get clean air and some space. In a factory, and at least in a farm, you kind of own your own place. Sure, you might have like a landlord you have to deal with, but at least you have way more autonomy than in a factory, where they have like supervisors monitoring your every move, strict discipline. I mean, seriously, I'm not an agrarian here, by the way. I'm not saying that, I'm not a Jeffersonian here. I mean, I sympathize with it, but I'm saying that, you know, without democracy, industrialization gets really, really ugly really fast. I mean economic democracy. Without that, industrialization gets ugly really fast. Not just economic, it's like not even without unions, it gets ugly. Really, really ugly. And the fact they don't give a shit about us. My point is that bad as sweatshops are, the alternatives are worse. They are more dangerous, low paying, and more degrading. What, farm work is dangerous? Farm work is not dangerous. It's actually, sweatshops are way more dangerous. I mean, the machinery, like industrial accidents, are way more common than farming accidents. I mean, the other job is basically farming. It's not that dangerous. Like, has anyone ever died in a... Well, they probably did, but... Do people die in farming accidents as much as fucking industrial accidents? You would think that the machinery used in the industries would be very dangerous. And the amount of pollution that it creates. Like, you don't think that people are going to fucking choke with tuberculosis from these factories? Like, these people are so out of the loop. And when I struggle to think that we can make a big difference in the development of the poorest countries, the key always seems to be manufacturing. How about manufacturing here, you cunts? Or you want to cuck the entire first world to the third world? That's basically what they're doing to us. Say, we're keeping manufacturing. And then they proceed to take away all the manufacturing jobs in the first world and to pretend that we can solve it with their liberal Keynesian crap. Okay? Keynesian crap. Instead of protectionism, having unions beat the shit out of the rich until they get disciplined to bring work back here. No, I'm not saying this is the final solution. I'm not saying that that's the final solution. What I'm saying is that this is a good first step. being the rich until they give us our jobs back. That's a good first step. And the second step is to take over the workplace and have worker self-management. That'll be perfect. Okay, but having industrial policy for organizing each industry in accordance to its needs and beating the crap out of the rich with tariffs and regulations and union activity, and by kicking all these fucking illegal immigrant scaves and those legal immigrant scaves out of our country, that's a good first fucking step, people. That's an amazing step. That'll go a long way. Writing for Slate in the light of last week's Rana Plaza factory collapse, Matt Matthew, I can't pronounce his fucking foreign last name, states, Bangladesh may or may not need tougher workplace safety rules, but it's entirely appropriate for Bangladesh to have different and indeed lower workplace safety standards. Bangladesh is a lot poorer than the United States. And there are very good reasons for Bangladeshi people to make different choices in this regard than Americans. That's true whether you're talking about an individual calculus or a collective calculus. The current system of letting different countries have different rules is fine. American jobs have gotten much safer over the last 20 years, and Bangladesh has gotten a lot richer. Who in Bangladesh? Not the workers. Not the fucking workers. It's the fucking capitalists. The international capital got rich. And the working class has stagnated here. And safety is safer. Well, not really. I don't think any new safety legislation has been passed. And you know what has changed? There's a much less American jobs. And the ones that we do have pay like shit. And you don't have unions, so you have absolutely no autonomy whatsoever. You're just a cog in the machine. I mean, you people, like, this is just class cookery on a massive scale. Okay, just because a country's poor does not mean it has different standards. I mean, hell, there's actually a place in India that was controlled by communists. I'm not complimenting communism here, but at least the communists in India, at least they aren't putting them into fucking sweatshops. And they're not really communists. They're more like social democrats on steroids. But at least those social democrats on steroids, at least they provided lots of good standards. And you know what? Living standards in that Indian state. Let me find the name of it. India, Communist, Kerala. Yeah, Kerala is the name. Living standards there actually almost reached that of the first world. I'm not kidding. Now, the economy has boosted at a slower rate, but the people's living standards have improved dramatically. Okay? So, yes, living standards wise, people live better lives in a more in an economy with more safety, labor, and other regulations. Meanwhile, in other places, people are literally shitting on the fucking roads in India. The rest of India is shitting on the fucking roads, and these people are living like it's in the first world. So, you're wrong. Objectively. And also in response to the Rana Plaza tragedy. Now, I don't know about the Rana Plaza tragedy. It's probably it's a workplace accident. Alex Massey wrote the column in praise of sweatshops for The Spectator. Globalization has always been an extraordinary success. Millions and perhaps even billions of people, none of them are Americans, and all of them are fucking shitskins, are better off as a result. The sweatshops, well-intentioned Westerners deplore, have been a large part in this process. In the context of Bangladesh or Pakistan, workers in these factories are the lucky ones. It's the same argument as libertarians. Oh, you're so lucky that your job creator, capitalist masters have given you the luxury of slaving away for them for a fucking wage. I mean, you know who's the lucky ones? The ones who actually own their own means of production. Very rare breed. Very rare. Especially in the third world. Very rare breed. It hasn't been a success for the American working class, by the way. Globalization has fucked over us. It fucked over us, but it gives an extra bit of benefit to the third worlders, and the capitalist rich have benefited tremendously. So, it's all good. It's all good. We don't matter anymore. You know, the working class doesn't matter anymore. American working class could just be stepped on. Okay? We don't matter. Well, we don't need laws made to benefit us in our own fucking country. Our government's not to benefit us. It's to benefit them, the rich capitalists. And they don't give a fuck about us. To us, we're basically dead weight. We're too rebellious. We have this long tradition of democracy and unions and revolutionary movements and shit. And they see it as dangerous. They prefer Asians. Asians are basically the biggest class cooks in history. Let me tell you something, people. Have Asians ever started a revolution? In China, they did. And it collapsed the whole country. And they only did it because the West came in and brought their dangerous ideas to China. The Chinese took some of our culture. That's the only reason why China had a revolution. The very idea of revolution was considered impossible to think of in Asia. There were no republics in fucking Asia. All the republics, all the liberty was in Europe. Okay, Europeans invented the ideas of democracy and the republic, and yes, left-wing, like socialism, syndicalism, workers' self-management, that sort of crap. And I don't mean socialism as in like fucking, everyone sharing that shit and that schmaltzy hippie garbage. I mean like workers owning their own businesses and, worker self-management. I mean that. I mean no wage labor. I mean people owning what they labor. Okay? You own what you labor on. That sort of crap. I'm not talking about fucking communism or social democracy or any of that fucking malarkey garbage that the left has degenerated to. Just makes my blood boil. Anyways, let's go on. Let's go on with this article. Oh my God. Sorry, I'm literally just yelling to the microphone. I am just absolutely pissed off. These deaths in Bangladesh are awful. There are good reasons to hope the rapturous Western... Oh, they're blaming us for it! Western countries are blaming the working class of the West for the crimes of capitalists in China and Asia. Of international capitalism. The West has to take all the blame. It's all because of white privilege. It's all because of the evil white man, the evil Westerner. It's not because of international capitalism. Okay, there are Chinese and Indian capitalists out there who are exploiting the workers. Most of these companies are owned by Indian and Chinese people who work with the rich people, rich capitalists in the West to basically fuck over the working class of both countries. Okay, they're working together. Because capitalism, at its fundamental, is international. They don't like nationalism. And nationalism was a relic from the French Revolution, from the time when democracy was considered an ideal of revolutionaries. back during that time period, national sovereignty. Okay, capitalism has found a better way to express itself in Asia. Capitalism without any fucking pretensions of being free or democratic or being for the people. It's basically outright elitism. Okay, this is our future. They're trying to Asianize, trying to bring these Asian values to the West. They're trying to destroy the West because they know the West historically is the center of revolution. Western thought has the most revolutionary thought. Okay? The third world has never created any ideology that would threaten the capitalist class or even the feudal class. Nothing has ever been made that threatens those people. Only the West has produced such ideologies. Only the West. When the third world has a revolution, it has to be with Western ideas. They imported some stupid crap from the West. They imported communism or socialism or syndicalism or republicanism or even liberalism initially. They adopted all this crap from the West. Movements that were started in the third world, that purely third world ideology, tend to be ultra-reactionary. Like fucking Islamists. Not fucking, not the people, not secular movements. Okay? Okay, let's go. Take a bigger, closer interest in the conditions under which their subcontracted laborers toil. You know, I love how they focus mostly on the troubles that the third world people have, and not on the troubles that it causes for us, the American working class, the people here in their homeland, in their home markets. They care about them first. Care about foreigners first, citizens second. Let me drink. Oh my God. But Western fastidiousness or guilt, Western guilt. You're the one who's saying Western guilt. Like, you're calling Western countries raptious for the deeds of the rich and the government that's doing shit with our permission. Okay, I'm not against the sweatshops in the third world just because of the crap they're doing to the working class there. I'm against it because they're taking my fucking jobs. Okay, it's about me. It's about us, the working class here. They're screwing us over. It's about our self-interest. It's not just about our guilt. It's about our bleeding hearts. It's about our self-interest. We're getting fucked in the ass. We're getting fucked in the ass. We're fucking our own country over. For foreign countries who have nothing to do with us. By countries that claim to be communists and then proceed to exploit their workers like they're fucking slaves. And like globalized capital has been a force for good. A force for good. And people call these SJWs leftists. Oh yes, the leftists who are the biggest class cucks for globalized capital. God damn it. It's sickening. And Telegraph's Tom Shivers chimed in too. You know, all these major capitalist newspapers are basically telling us to let these corporations continue to cuck us to the third world. You know, like, it makes me want to put all these fuckers into the guillotine. Like, we should bring back the guillotine. America needs the guillotine, people. Like, the Tree of Liberty is starving for the blood of tyrants and oligarchs. It's starving. It needs blood. For Pete's sakes, these fuckers need to get, like, fucking blood. We need their fucking blood to feed, to water the Tree of Liberty with. Okay? They're, like, look at what the French did to Marie Antoinette for just saying, let them eat cake. You know, it was ignorance. These people want to fuck us over, and they don't even give a shit. They don't give a shit. People buy Primark clothes because they're cheap. Primark buys their clothes from sweatshops because they're cheap. Oh yeah, cheap, 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 cheap. Let's race down to the bottom. Let's race down the bottom. Let's go as low as possible. Let's go to the bottom, the barrel. The reason why people are buying cheap clothes is because people don't have money here in this country. You know why? Because you took our jobs away. You took our fucking jobs. South Park has been mocking like the sentiment, but it's true. They took our jobs. And they say and then they blame us for buying cheap shit. Well, what else can we afford? We don't have any good jobs. We're working like fucking Walmart. And yet you're acting like, oh yeah, you're buying all this cheap shit. We're buying it because we can't afford better clothes. Do you even want to buy your cheap shit that looks ugly as fuck? No, we don't. We want to buy good quality clothes. I mean, I'm not saying we should buy like fucking fur coats and $5,000 clothes, but we can handle paying a little bit more if we end up getting paid more. Hey, yeah. That works. Primark buys its clothes from sweatshops because they're cheap. And the sweatshops are in Bangladesh and India because the labors in these places are cheap. Oh, yes, because they can boss around the working class and piss in their faces there. It's illegal here in this country. And when they put in this country, get jobs here, they try to fuck us over as much as is allowed by the law. By the law. If the labor becomes much more expensive, I love how Buzzfeed can't even do grammar right, the sweatshops will leave, and the people will be worse off than they were before. You know what's a good solution? Fuck those rich people! You don't need the middleman. Why don't we just own the fucking businesses? Okay? Yeah. You know what? Yeah, we'll fuck them over by making labor expensive. And when they try to leave, we will take over their fucking businesses and we will step on their fucking faces. And afterwards, we will throw them to the guillotine and chop their stupid fucking pig heads and stick it on a pike. God, I am really fucking pissed. Like, this article is pissing me off. It's cold and cruel, but there it is. People act self-interestly. You know, I love how that. If self-interest was really being enacted, these third world workers would be fucking grabbing these fucking rich people off and fucking offing their heads in the streets. They'll fucking grab some AK-47s and gun them down. If they were doing their self-interest. If we're doing things in our self-interest, by the way. We don't want to be cucked. We want jobs for ourselves. We want legislation to benefit us. I don't want legislation to benefit other people at my expense. What about our self-interest? The Western workers' self-interest? The American working class self-interest? What happened to that? If they can make more money by moving their factories to Bangladesh, they will. Yeah. But what about our self-interest? Why their self-interest comes before us? They're fucking 1% of the population. We're 99%. Why? Because the options available to employees are bad. So isn't the self-interest of employees to take these wages? Doesn't make any better for me, and I don't give a shit. I don't give a shit about any of these people. Okay? America first. Bangladesh last. The shitskins can find some other way to improve their economy. Why have to leech off the West? But slowly, the more money that come into the country improves the lot of the poorest, allowing them to get education and skills. And it's why China and Hong Kong now have fewer sweatshops and more skilled work. No, people. Okay, that's not how it works, people. Oh my god. No, that's not how it works. China and Hong Kong still have terrible working conditions and people are still jumping off the fucking buildings. You know what really improves working conditions? Unions, people, unions. Unions improve working conditions. The struggles of the working class. Okay? To gain the living standards that we have in this country, people, we fought and we've died. We bled and died for this shit. We had entire mine wars going on in America, for Pete's sakes, in West Virginia. Okay, West Virginia, we had miner wars. Okay, we fought, and we kicked a whole bunch of shitty gooks along with it, with the Chinese Exclusion Act. We kicked down a lot of immigrants. We stopped the tide. We fought so hard, and we got a lot of prosperity from it. But we grew complicit. We grew complicit, and now we let everything that we fought for be taken away from us. We're having everything we fought for be taken away from us, and we aren't doing anything about it. Okay, this is how bad things have gotten. 2 centuries of struggle is becoming useless. 2 centuries of constant battle to achieve the democracy and the living standards that were promised to us. To fight to gain the property that was rightfully ours. Okay, the end goal was not just better wages and that crap. The end goal was that every American may own property, whether individually or collectively in a cooperative. Just like how it was intended since this country's founding. A real democracy, not this sham liberal parliamentarism that has enabled this sort of crap. Okay? Not this shit where we elect some president once every 4 years and we have an apathetic population and gerrymandering and all this corruption and a government that is distant from the people. The fundamental ideal was a respublica, a democratic respublica, where the people in themselves are the state. Okay? This was the ideal. The ideal where everyone owned property, where everyone was a citizen. Okay, citizens originally meant property-owning freemen. Those were real citizens who can participate. And every democracy had a huge portion of the citizenry of the population be property owners. This was the cornerstone of our democracy. And these people are it's already been taken away from us, and they're gonna shit on the last remnants and take us to fucking the Asiatic system. My God, my throat hurts right now. This is so terrible. In his 2005 book, The Undercover Economist, this is the 8th one, Financial Times journalist Tim Harford writes, "Hours are long, wages are pitiful, but wage sweatshops are the symptom, not the cause of shocking global poverty. Workers go there voluntarily, which means hard as believe. Whatever their alternatives are, they are worse." Guess this guy never heard of land enclosures. Oh, this part's pretty fucking stupid. Sweatshops stay there. Turnover rates of multinational-owned factories are low because the conditions and pay, while bad, are better than those in factories run by local firms. Little do you know that these local firms are being run or working with the multinationals. In fact, the multinationals often would subcontract the work to the local firms just to make it cheaper and to avoid being blamed for whatever shit happens there. And even a local company is likely to pay better than trying to earn money without a job. Running illegal street stall, working as a there's not enough prostitute jobs and street stall jobs and landfill cleaning jobs to really supply these jobs to the mass majority of the population. Also, these jobs came with the sweatshops. Okay? Beforehand, most jobs were agricultural. You were working in a farm. You weren't working as a prostitute. Like, most third worlders were not prostitutes or lumpins or fucking trash landfill cleaners. They were farmers. Penn and Teller. I don't know who the fuck Penn and Teller is. Even Penn and Teller argued in favor of sweatshop labor once. I don't give a fuck about Penn and Teller. Okay? I don't give a shit about them. Or any of these stupid celebrities. And that's another thing about these SJWs. Like, the biggest ass kissers for celebrities. Oh, it's right because the celebrity said so. Like, they basically are so fucking class cucked that they see celebrities as like they're fucking demigods. Fucking demigods. Okay, sorry if this video came off as being very ranty and angry. What? 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 Buzzfeed style. Next on Buzzfeed style. We need to talk about those penis-shaped lipsticks. I love how even the people in Buzzfeed say this is like a fail. Yeah, 20% say 20. The 20 of them say have a heart. Some oh my god. So at least not everyone was fucking stupid. Oh my god. But we need to talk about those penis-shaped lipsticks. What? How is this important? How is this important? I'm done. I'm done with... I mean, I've always fucking hated... Like, I hate BuzzFeed, but... Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh my god. This is the worst website ever. So yes, people, if you like this video, just leave me a like, subscribe, and do the usual YouTube crap. There are other people in Liberty Torch, and they will be offering their own content soon. I don't know when it will be coming up, but it will be coming soon. Oh my god. BuzzFeed is the worst website ever. Yeah. I'm gonna go and take a chill pill and just relax. See you later, folks.